At its most dangerous, COVID-19 manifests as an extreme form of pneumonia, which is why one of the early names for this outbreak, before it was officially named COVID-19 by the World Health Organization, was the Wuhan pneumonia. When generating a theoretical account of this pandemic, it is interesting to note that the root of the word pneumonia actually comes from the Proto-Indo-European origin plu, which translates as to flow. Even though from a strict epidemiological perspective, pneumonia is a material inflammation of the lungs' air sacs, but it is also, as the morphology of the word indicates, an inflammation of flows. We could even claim from here that COVID-19 references an inflammation of what some Eastern philosophies refer to as prana or chi, the universal life force that human beings subside both within and on through the act of respiration. In other words, COVID-19, beyond the limit of a strictly biological pathology, also signifies, from a linguistic unconscious perspective, some kind of blockage regarding this universal flow, this universal life force. So to perceive this virus beyond the devastating impact it is having upon individual human beings and their respective respiratory systems, or even the socio-political effects it is having on global markets, supply chains, or national healthcare systems, is to see this pandemic in its symbolic dimension, almost as if it is some kind of rupture in the capitalist symbolic order, alerting the citizens of planet Earth that the quote-unquote flows that traverse our world, that is to say, the basic life energy that connects human beings in innumerable ways, are extraordinarily inflamed at the moment. But we already know this because we feel it every day. Over the past several decades, the way that we have been made to relate to each other has been totally transformed by the various programs and technologies of neoliberal globalization. Our lives, relationships, and the way that we work have all been progressively colonized by algorithms, the forces of automation, and the various computational processes that have been central to 21st century global capitalism. These forces are so dangerous not only because they are largely invisible to the eye, but because they have quietly stepped in between us all and now exert an astounding structural effect upon this universal life force that connects all human beings with each other, nature, and a transcendental horizon of some kind. So, COVID-19 is not only a viral infection of the lungs, a purely material phenomenon, but it is also a symbolic disclosure of some kind. A disclosure that is now rapidly moving across the planet, causing untold chaos and trauma in its terrestrial passage. And what this disclosure might be telling us, quite simply, is that the life force of the planet, the prana, or the Holy Spirit, the very basis of all human intersubjectivity, is in crisis at the moment, much like the lungs of an individual who has been tragically infected with COVID-19.